The sun was setting over the city, casting long shadows on the crowded streets below. A sea of people filled the stadium, their faces turned towards the simple wooden stage at its center. There, standing tall and resolute, was Billy Graham, a man with a message that would change the world. He was not a large man, but his presence filled the stadium, his voice resonating with a power that could not be denied. He spoke of sin and redemption, of the human struggle and the grace of God. His words were simple, but they cut to the heart, touching the souls of all who heard them. In the crowd, a man stood alone, his eyes locked on the figure at the center of the stage. His life had been one of hardship and heartache, a never-ending cycle of pain and regret. But as he listened to the words of the preacher, something stirred within him, a spark of hope that had long laid dormant. Billy Graham's gaze swept over the crowd, his voice steady and strong. "Come forward," he said, his eyes locked on the man who stood alone. "Give your life to Jesus Christ. Today is the day of salvation." The man hesitated, his heart racing in his chest. He had heard the call, but he was afraid. Could he really change? Was redemption truly possible for someone like him? As if sensing his fear, Billy Graham spoke again, his words cutting through the doubt that clouded the man's mind. "God loves you," he said, his voice filled with a quiet certainty. "No matter who you are or what you've done, He is waiting for you with open arms." The man took a deep breath and stepped forward, his legs shaking beneath him. It was a small step, but it felt like the beginning of a journey that would span a lifetime. Billy Graham continued to travel the world, his message of hope and salvation reaching millions. He faced criticism and praise, doubt and faith, but he remained steadfast in his mission, driven by a love for God and a desire to share the truth that had set him free. In the quiet moments, when the stadiums were empty and the crowds had gone, Billy Graham would sit alone, his Bible open on his lap. It was in those moments, when the weight of the world seemed almost too much to bear, that he found his strength. For it was not in his own power or wisdom that Billy Graham found his purpose, but in the grace of the God he served. And as the years passed, and the world continued to change, his message remained the same, a beacon of hope in a world that so desperately needed it. The sun set on Billy Graham's life, but his legacy lived on, a testament to the power of faith and the love of a God who never gives up on his children. And in the hearts of those he touched, the spark he ignited would burn bright, a reminder of the simple truth that had changed their lives forever.